Hello there, good morning, everybody. This is Pastor Shibu John from Toronto, Canada, on the 19th of November 2025. This morning, we are going to meditate from Romans chapter 5 and verse 8. Romans chapter 5 and verse 8. But God demonstrates His own love toward us, in that while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. A focal point for today's meditation is we ought to love one another. You know what? When we were at our worst, God gave us His best. May I repeat that one more time? When we were at our worst, God gave us His best. That is comforting to know when we face trial or fall into temptation. God loved us while we were still sinners. And He is not going to give up on us now. Apostle Paul, in his letter to the Philippian church, says, "He who has begun a good work in you will complete it." God demonstrated His love for humanity not by saving people when they were good, but by having Christ Jesus die for them while they were still sinners, undeserving and ungodly. This act shows that God's love is unconditional and sacrificial, not based on human worthiness, but on His own nature and grace. It signifies a substitutionary sacrifice where Jesus Christ took the punishment for humanity's sin, making reconciliation with God possible. Again, God's love is demonstrated through sacrifice. It emphasizes that God didn't just say He loves people. He proved it through a costly action, a very costly action, sending His only begotten Son to die. And that love is unconditional. Jesus Christ's death was not a reward for good behavior, but a gift given while humanity was still sinners or in opposition to God. It was a selfless act of grace. The sacrifice was for the unworthy and ungodly, highlighting that it was not earned but freely given out of God's own character. And it also represents a substitution. Jesus Christ died in place of people, taking the punishment for their sins so they could be reconciled to God. Paul, the apostle, further reminds us that God, who is rich in mercy, because of His great love with which He loved us, even when we were dead in trespasses, made us alive together with Jesus Christ. We read that in Ephesians chapter 2, verses 4 and 5. God not only loves us, but He gives us a whole new life. He does not give up on us because He sees all of our potential. And He also calls us to extend that life to those around us. 1 John chapter 4 and verse 11 reminds us that if God so loved us, we also ought to love one another. As we rejoice in God's love these days, let us extend it to those in need. May I repeat that one more time? If God so loved us, we also ought to love one another. Take that in your heart and move forward and love one another. Have a very blessed day and God be with you.